Good morning, happy Friday, happy Venus Day. How is everybody feeling after such an intense, energetic week? I've got my comfy sweater on today. It's Casual Friday here on the show. And this, if you've followed me for a while, you know this sweater very well. I call it my granny sweater. And I feel like it's definitely bringing the cozy vibes of Sun, Trine, Neptune. All of the people I know who have Pisces risings, which Pisces is ruled by Neptune, love comfort. They love to be cozy in their appearance. So I'm tuning into that energy. Basically, this sweater is as close as I can get to wearing a robe, because if you know me, you know I'm like obsessed with wearing robes, but this one is publicly, this is like my publicly acceptable robe. Good morning, Shauna. Thank you for joining me today and every day, my most loyal viewer here on Transits Today. We're talking about some transits that will definitely affect you as a Pisces, talking about this Pisces energy. So let's talk about the overview of where everything is, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of what each transit means. So we had the moon move into Pisces last night, right around midnight Pacific time. You'll probably feel that energy a little bit today. Still a first quarter moon, so we're still in that action phase, but this Pisces moon is definitely more dreamy, cozy, sleepy, all of those vibes. And then we have the sun forming a trine to Neptune, as well as Mars forming an awkward angle to Chiron. So let's break this all down. Let's just get right into it. Good morning, Crystal. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. Appreciate you being here. And let me know if you guys are feeling the energy that we're talking about, or how your 11/11 was. Yesterday was such a crazy day in such a good way, for me at least. I launched The Spiritual Journalist, so you can find that over on my YouTube page or on my website, thespiritualjournalist.com. We had our very first episode with Kat of Crystal Rising, and if you are at all interested in the woo-woo, this episode is totally for you. We did a deep dive. We got into a lot of things that I didn't even have awareness of, and we just touched on the surface of everything, but it was a really expansive conversation, and I have a feeling it will really open the doors to a lot of other topics that might interest you. So if something piques your interest in that interview, it's a great opportunity to do your own research and do your own deep dive into spirituality, energy exchange, all of the things. So you can find The Spiritual Journalist. It's out live. I also pushed it out as a podcast last night if you prefer to listen that way. Sometimes I know, especially long form interviews, it's nice to just pop that AirPod in your ear and clean or do whatever you have to do and have a little conversation in the background. So you can find that on the Apple Podcast app. Just search The Spiritual Journalist. And I know that so many other people put beautiful things out into the world yesterday. One of my friends just released a new song, so I'll link to that on my Instagram stories a little bit later today. I know that there were other big launches yesterday. Another one of my friends released a podcast, Our Sparkly Souls. So a lot of beautiful creation energy on the 11/11 portal, with that master number 11 giving us that superpower to create, to envision our future. And today's energy will actually kind of feed off of that. I'll explain why. Crystal says she is feeling the vibes this morning. We're still coming off of that energy, as well as the energy we felt earlier this week with the Mercury-Mars conjunction really drumming up all of that energy. Honestly, those are two of the most energetic planets. So we had a lot of kind of intensity moving through us this week, but I have a feeling things will be a little easier today, and we'll be able to reflect a little bit more on the wild week we just had. Jenny says, such a good episode. Thank you, Jenny. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting me always. All right. So let's talk about the transits. That's probably why you're here. So take a look at the chart on your screen. If you're watching our stream on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, you can see that I'm actually going to change this to my local time zone here in Sacramento. That's something I love that you can do with AstroSeek, which, by the way, this is not sponsored by them. I just use them for all of my forecasting. I really love their tools. So right now at 7:42 a.m. here on the West Coast, the moon is at 4 degrees in Pisces. So just moved into Pisces overnight. And Pisces rules, it's the dreamiest sign, right? So when the moon is in Pisces, we could have had heightened dreams last night. We talked a lot about astral travel on our podcast and our live show with Kat yesterday. So last night probably would have been a great night to do that because Pisces allows us to tap into higher dimensions, higher realms more easily, especially when the moon, our subconscious, is in Pisces. And today is really going to be a Pisces filled day when it comes to the energy because the two major players we have are the Pisces moon and the sun forming this trine to Neptune. So let's start there with the sun trine Neptune. You can see that on the chart here. The sun at 20 degrees in Scorpio forming this harmonious angle to Neptune in Pisces, which is also at 20 degrees. And a trine is this balanced, harmonious angle. So these two energies flow easily with one another. There should be an ease about this, and this can also bring good fortune. When the sun is forming this trine to Neptune, we might feel like we're in a bit of a fantasy land. It can be very easy in our waking life to kind of get lost in an illusion or a fantasy. But this, I really believe, can supercharge whatever you manifested yesterday because part of manifesting is being able to dream big and then go even bigger. So, this imaginative, fantastical energy that Neptune brings, forming a harmonious angle to the sun, allows us to think about what we manifested, think about the intentions we set yesterday, and then take it up a notch. It can help us push our manifestations a little further and dream a little bigger. There's still plenty of magic in the stars under this transit, so if you didn't set intentions or do the manifestation ritual you wanted to yesterday for 11/11, I would say today you could still take advantage of the energy because this is going to be a very magical day. It'll be easier to tap into our spirituality today, to our subconscious today, to do some introspection about our place in the universe. Friday today would be a great day for some meditation, especially if you are looking for guidance. This is going to bring in some spiritual support. You might even have a mystical experience if you allow it. So, like I said, this is just going to bring magical vibes to the Friday. This angle should bring good fortune. A trine is generally a really positive angle between planets. The only thing I would say, because as we talk about, there's a shadow and a light to every transit. The light here is allowing us to lean into our creativity, allowing us to dream bigger, allowing us to expand our consciousness to get that spiritual support. The downfall of this transit is that we might be a little bit more gullible or fall for illusions a little bit more easily. So if something seems too good to be true, not a bad idea to just double check it, maybe take a step away. Don't do anything too quickly. However, something that seems too good to be true could actually be very fortunate for you today. So I would say if you get an offer or an opportunity or you see something that seems like maybe it's too good to be true, well, think it over, but don't count it out altogether because this angle does bring good fortune. So that is going exact. That aspect goes exact at 8:30 this morning, which means we're coming into it right now. We're waking up feeling these magical vibes. We're waking up from our dreams, maybe wanting to stay in our dreams, wanting to stay in that fantasy land. By this afternoon, the other major transit we're talking about is Mars forming an awkward angle to Chiron. So Mars is at 8 degrees here in Scorpio. It'll get to 9 degrees by about 3 o'clock, forming this imbalanced angle to Chiron in Aries. Chiron isn't talked about a ton in transitory astrology because it is a minor body. It's that icy outer body in our solar system known as the wounded healer. So it allows us to use our deepest pains, our deepest traumas, and then transform them into a way we can serve others or help others. We had this same transit yesterday with Mercury. We talked about this. So I'm going to give you the same message about Mars I gave you yesterday. If you notice yourself falling back into old patterns or taking actions based on a trauma response or based on past fears, based on your core wounds, remember that these are issues you already faced. When Mars was in Libra, it formed an exact opposition to Chiron. So we literally already faced this energy head on. Whatever might be coming up for you, holding you back, bringing up limiting beliefs, you already faced it. You already experienced it. It is in the past. So take the lesson of whatever those emotions or actions are showing you, because we're talking about Mars here, the planet of action. If you notice yourself doing things that aren't aligned with your highest self, give yourself a little bit of forgiveness and remember that these things that are challenging you are things that you've already overcome. You've already faced them. You have the strength to move on now. It's time to move on from them. So those are kind of the two main planetary transits we're talking about, but let's dive into the Pisces moon. Just moved into Pisces at midnight last night, and like I said, you might have had some awesome dreams or woken up kind of just wanting to stay in a fantasy land. Uh, the moon in Pisces heightens our emotions, it heightens our empathy, it heightens our sensitivity. It'll be easier to tap into our intuition, to lean into a spiritual practice or have some sort of spiritual experience, communication. And those spiritual practices that we have, like meditation, journaling, card pulling, those will all feel very nurturing under the Pisces moon over the weekend. So this is a great weekend to go see a movie or a show where you can kind of dive into another world, dive into another reality. It's, like I said, a great weekend for introspection, for meditation, for dreaming even bigger, for doing something artistic or creative. By 11 o'clock this morning, the Pisces moon forms this supportive angle to Venus in Capricorn. So we'll move forward a couple hours so you can see on the screen here on the live stream what that looks like. Let's see, we'll go 6 hours ahead. So the moon is at 8 degrees Pisces, forming this sextile to Venus. So again, this will actually be at like 11 a.m. Pacific time. I'm just hopping all around here on our chart. Here we go. There you go. So the moon's at 6 degrees Pisces and Venus is at 6 degrees Capricorn. It's Venus day. So what does this Venus energy mashed up with the Pisces moon mean? Well, this could bring a burst of romanticism. Pisces energy loves to idealize things. So it's very idealistic, it's very romantic, it's very fantastical, like I said. So Venus, being the planet of love, the planet of desire, especially in Capricorn, which makes us think about love in terms of long-term commitments or in terms of kind of sealing the deal, having some stability, we might romanticize relationships a little bit more. Our emotions will feel like they're supported by these practical long-term desires we have in love, in relationships, in money. All of our desires will really support leaning into our sensitivity and our empathy and our emotion. We'll be more in tune with our femininity under this transit as well, because the moon is associated with the divine feminine, as well as Venus being such a feminine sign. So we might want to tap into that feminine side a little bit more today. And we might even feel like hosting some friends or family tonight. With the moon ruling our home and Venus ruling relationships, it'll be really supportive to have close friends and family around you, have those deep nurturing talks, and just feel supported by your loved ones. That will feel really good by midday Friday into the evening as well. Then by Friday night, the moon forms a harmonious angle to Mars. So I want to point out all of our aspects today are really supportive. We don't have any clashes between planets other than that quincunx, that awkward angle we talked about earlier between Mars and Chiron. We really have great energy when it comes to the angles the planets are making towards each other for our Friday. So by tonight, Mars is at, let's see, 9 degrees in Scorpio, and it forms this trine to the 9-degree moon in Pisces, as you can see here. So again, we're talking about this harmonious energy, this flowing energy, and it could bring literally a burst of energy on Friday night. Mars rules our stamina, our drive, that animal instinct. Forming this trine to the intuitive, sensitive Pisces moon means that emotionally we could get a burst of energy. We will feel more confident, more courageous. We will feel like we're embodying that warrior archetype a little bit more. We will still be able to maintain our empathy and our understanding, but how we show up will definitely have more power behind it and more confidence behind it. This is really a great evening, or even today, tomorrow, to think about how you show up as a leader and even assert yourself as a leader, because you will feel like a leader. With the moon in Pisces, you might almost overly uh, be overly confident in your leadership abilities, but that's not a bad thing. This is a harmonious angle, so this could actually bring you good fortune to like really lean into that internal confidence that the moon trine Mars brings. Take on that leadership role, assert yourself, even assert your emotions. This isn't necessarily a confrontational angle. This will feel easy to do with this trine between the two planets. And then a few hours later, the moon forms another trine to Mercury, because we just had that Mercury-Mars mashup this week. So all of the transits that Mars is making, Mercury will be making shortly after for the next couple days. You can see that here on our chart as we move forward a couple hours till about 9 o'clock tonight, I believe, will be when Mercury and the moon form this trine to each other. You can see that. Mercury in Scorpio, the moon in Pisces. What does that do for us? Well, it's that same feeling of ease, but later tonight, instead of our actions and our confidence feeling more easy, it'll be our words. Expressing our emotions will feel a little bit easier. We will be able to enhance our psychic abilities as well. So communicating with other spiritual realms or with your angel guides will be a little bit easier by 9 o'clock Friday night. Pay attention to any messages that come through under this transit. Automatic writing could be really powerful Friday night with this harmonious angle. It will feel really easy for those messages from the divine to come through. So don't discount any messages or downloads that drop in. They could hold great power or great meaning. And when it comes to manifesting and what you called in yesterday for the 1111 portal, speaking or journaling about the dreams you want to call in, the things you want to manifest, will feel really good and will only heighten their power. Even if you did a full manifestation ritual yesterday for 1111, or did some journaling, or spoke your desires out to the universe, if it's something you really want to embody and you want to see in 2022, if you have these big dreams, write them down and then challenge yourself to dream even bigger. Push the limits of your imagination under this transit, not only with the sun trine Neptune, but the moon trine Mercury. We have this mashup of our rational mind, our intuitive mind, and our ability to push the boundaries of our mind, of our imagination, to be creative, to envision what we want to create in 2022. So I would recommend doing more journaling today, speaking to someone you love, especially with this supportive angle between the moon and Venus. If you're around close friends and family, talk to them about what you're manifesting. Talk to them about what you're calling in for 2022. Talk to them about how your 11/11 went. Talk to them about that download you got from your spirit guides. Even if your family or friends aren't necessarily interested in the things you're interested in, or they don't totally buy into astrology, spirituality, manifestation, all of these things, this supportive angle or harmonious angle between the moon and Mercury can also help us expand other people's consciousness. So don't discount the power that speaking about your manifestations and speaking about your desires will have. And then by late Friday night, the moon forms this sextile to Uranus. So here's what that looks like. You can see once the moon gets to 12 degrees in Pisces, here we go. It's 2 signs away or 60 degrees away from Uranus in Taurus. Now, when the moon connects with Uranus, we usually experience a mood change or a mood shift. But with this being a supportive angle, this will likely be a positive mood change, especially with the moon in Pisces. That can make us feel more emotional, more sensitive. So if you're having deep emotions come up today, that's to be expected. They shouldn't be super negative. It just might feel more heightened. However, this mood change will likely be in a positive direction late Friday night and really help us raise our vibration. Uranus is the change maker, it's the rebel, so sometimes it sparks that inner rebel in us. But tonight, this angle could really help you rebel against your own negativity or rebel against, disrupt your own sensitive emotions. Not in a bad way. Again, this is a supportive angle. So any mood shifts will likely be in this positive direction. You might also have this urge for excitement late Friday night. With all of the energy between the moon connecting with Mars, Mercury, and Uranus, you might feel that surge of adrenaline. I don't know if you can hear my dog moving around back here. I'll show him to you at the end of the stream in a few minutes. He can make a little appearance. There's his little ear down here. What are you doing, Mo? He got himself stuck in here and now he wants out. All right, we'll make this quick then. For Mo. So the moon forms a supportive angle to Uranus. It also, around the same time, is harmonizing with Mars and Mercury, making us want an exciting Friday night. We might want to try something new. And with the moon in Pisces, trying something new could look like a new ritual, a new journal practice, a new way to expand your consciousness. You might also want to go out and have fun on Friday night for sure. Pisces energy loves that fantasy and loves to indulge as well in the fantasy. Sometimes Pisces can get a little bit caught up in whatever it is that makes them feel good. So feeling good will help you kind of lean into the vibe, but you'll have this urge to try something new, to expand your consciousness, to open your mind a little bit, and to tap into that spiritual self that will make this be a positive change. Uranus also helps us be forward thinking and expand as well, kind of be innovative. So again, that's that need to try something new that could really feel nurturing by Friday night or over the weekend as well. This energy can really set us up for a weekend where we are boosting our manifestations even more, where we're doing something creative. And with the moon in Pisces, I would say having a creative practice or painting, dancing tonight would feel super fun. Doing anything that really gets those creative juices flowing will feel really nurturing over the weekend. So whatever that means to you, whatever creativity looks like to you, I would definitely lean into it. And being creative, tapping into that part of ourselves can also boost whatever we wanted to manifest yesterday, because this is a first quarter moon in Pisces. So it invites us to take action. Now, what we manifested on 11/11 might not be something that immediately happens, but even just getting into that flow state of creativity, of having fun, of fantasizing, of using our imagination can send out a big sign to the universe that we are ready to level up. We are ready for the thing we want to manifest. We are in the energy of creation. Whatever it is we want to create in our life, embodying that energy of creation can send that message out and send that vibration out to a higher power that we're already aligned with what we want to call in. So don't discount creativity, don't discount your intuition or psychic messages that come through today, even any ideas that seem like they came out of nowhere, or any fantasies that seem like they came out of nowhere could be a message or hold some great spiritual meaning. So a little overview. We have the sun forming this trine to Neptune, which helps us lean into our imagination for sure. And then the moon in Pisces brings on more of that Neptune energy because Pisces is ruled by Neptune. So Friday, Venus Day, is really a day for creativity. It's a day to think about what you want to call in and push the boundaries even more. Think bigger, dream bigger. All of the moon's aspects will be really positive. Our intuition will be heightened. Our sensitivity will be heightened. The veil is still thin. It's still Scorpio season. So today is really just going to be a great day for rituals, for spiritual practices, for leaning into what makes you feel connected to your own soul. I hope that that resonated with you. Let me know if you have any questions about this energy, and let's go ahead and finish up. Hide our little chart here on the screen. So I just actually pulled from this deck for the first time yesterday, and it was very on point. I'm excited to see what message we get. This is the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. I just got it. I love her other deck that's called Work Your Light, I think. So this one's the Starseed Oracle. And the cards, all of her decks are really just so beautiful. But these ones especially have really beautiful artwork. All right. What do we need to know for this Friday, for this Venus day? What energy are we calling in? What message does Spirit have for us today? Oh, interesting. Okay. We got the card that says wait. Interesting, interesting, interesting. And the whole deck just fell onto the floor. So this card says, wait, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. Interesting. Okay, let's see what the description says. Here's a look for you on Instagram. Wait. This is the message that came through. So let's find out what it means. Of course, my ego is like, wait, what do you mean, wait? I want to push forward. But, Pisces energy can also help us just calm down a little bit, just rest for a little bit. It is the sign associated with our dreams and our sleep. Neptune rules our dreams and our sleep. So this could be a message from the universe that Friday can just be a slow day. You've done all the things you need to do this week. You did all your manifesting. You called everything in. Now is the time to wait for your desires to come to fruition. That's just my first take on this card. Let's see what Rebecca Campbell has to say. Wait, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. In our fast, loud, reactive, comparative world where our instant response is so often expected and at times even a currency, it can feel almost impossible to take a breath, let alone give ourselves the space to rest, wait, and reset. We're so often in overdrive, expecting instantaneous results over and over again. And when guidance doesn't come at these extreme speeds, it can feel as though something's gone wrong. But often, not receiving guidance is guidance in itself. When you ask for guidance and don't receive it, it can often mean, wait, it's not time yet. The details are being woven. Our challenge is to keep trusting when on the surface it appears that nothing is happening. To remember that no matter how long or bitter the winter, spring does always come. To remember that you don't need to solve all of the world's problems in a single day, and that perhaps they'll be better solved with some perspective and a good night's sleep. This card is your permission to slip, to slow down, switch off, and rest. You're being reminded to have patience and to trust the mystery of life, to trust that things are being woven on your behalf. It may not be happening to the timeline you'd like, but if you gather up the patience, it will be orchestrated better than you can ever imagine. Here's the question that it asks. How can you slow down, be more patient, and wait. Wow, what a perfect card for the Pisces moon, giving us permission to rest, giving us permission to not be so active in our manifestations and just allow. That was really the energy of the 1111 portal, allowing. But resting and waiting can be a great way of allowing, especially if you are feeling good from all the energy of this week and the energy of yesterday. Really just sit in that and let it ruminate, right? Let it soak in. That can be your waiting period. And I really love that reminder that if you're asking for guidance, if you are trying to be a manic manifester and you put what you want out into the universe yesterday and you are waiting for it to happen right now, you want it right this moment, everything is happening for you in divine timing. Just wait. Just wait it out. So enjoy this Venus day. Enjoy the Pisces moon over the weekend. I hope you get plenty of rest, plenty of relaxation. I hope that you channel whatever energy you have into something creative, something that makes you feel closer to your highest self, something that gets those juices flowing. But whatever it is, I hope it brings you joy. And I hope that you really feel the energy of this card and slow down a little bit. Whatever you do, I hope it comes with ease and grace and allows you to really be in the energy of receiving. I think really that's what this card is all about. Someone said, Julian, my partner said 52 pickup. Yeah, I don't know how many cards are in this deck, but it's going to be a lot of cards to pick up in here. So when I'm done streaming, you can come in and help me, right? uh, Okay, Jenny says, here, here. Yeah, I know. My ego instantly, I get this card that says wait, and I'm like, I don't want to wait. I want my manifestations right now. But Spirit never gets it wrong. We're encouraged to just rest and wait. And like I said, being in that energy of creativity, being in that energy of receiving, being in that energy of flow and imagination, and allowing ourselves to delve into fantasy just a little bit might be exactly what the doctor ordered, especially after the highly energized week we had. So thank you so much for joining me this Friday morning, this casual Friday with my cozy sweater on, and I will see you right back here Monday morning at 7:30 a.m. to talk about the week ahead. I appreciate all of you so much who not only tuned in this week, but supported the launch of The Spiritual Journalist yesterday. We'll have more episodes of The Spiritual Journalist streaming live next week as well. You can tune in right here next Tuesday, November 16th at 10 a.m. We're going to be talking all about tarot and oracle cards. I'm really excited for you to meet our next guest. But until then, stay curious.